What's the best way to start a business? Let's say you have some cash and you think about starting your own enterprise. And maybe you've had this idea for a very long time, and now the time has come and now you want to launch. Maybe you have an idea and it has not crystallized enough, and you're still thinking of ways that you could improve your idea and make it better. What's the best way to go about this? Well, there are two ways of starting a business. Most of the people think about what they know or what they have, and then they go straight to the market. Other people also think about or look at the environment and currently what is doing well, and then they launch the same thing. And if you go to places, you can remember when we had something called Quail in our country. When people realized that it was doing well, everyone wanted to do it. But what is the best way to start a business? Well, the best way to start a business is to look at the market you want to go into and do a research and look at the gap. It does not matter. Sometimes it's very important to have passion for what you want to do. But then I would say the most important thing when you want to go into business is to look at the market, look at the gaps, and then create a business that is going to offer a solution or that is going to fill that gap. And now the business becomes the solution. And it could be either a service or a product. Think about it this way. There was a story in the US about a company called the Southern Airlines, Southwest Airlines. Before this company was started, there were so many other airlines within that space which were offering transport, both cargo and human transportation. But the cost was very high, and so many people were locked out of flying. So many people would have wished to fly during that time, but they could not afford it because of the cost. So the Southwest Airline looked at this and they saw a gap. And so they thought about ways through which they will come up with something that could enable people to use planes but at a lower price. This may be a far-fetched story somewhere so far away, but that is just an example of how you start a business. You look at what the market wants and then you think about your customer. And when you think about the person you're going to serve, you should think about the utility. How easy is your product or service going to be to your customers in terms of accessibility, in terms of usage, in terms of service, in terms of management, in terms of spare parts, and all these kind of things. Now, if you're thinking of starting a business, these are the things you look at: how clients within that market are currently what they're currently facing with regard to the kind of product you want to offer, and then you think about how you're going to make a difference in the market with your service or your product. And sometimes you can target the same customers and then you improve your product or your service, or sometimes you can come up with a product or a service that is going to target entirely new group.